And the 400,000 is based on what?
Okay, so you have the community laundry based on the equipment and goodwill. The back commercial is based on the contract hospital washing and whatnot. Like you got a lot of machinery at the back, okay, that operates to wash linens, coats, everything for the hospitals. Sorry, you keep breaking up, Dan. Can
I'm
you hear
not
me?
saying anything.
Hello, Massimo speaking.
Massimo, my name is Danny. I am interested in leasing some space.
What are you looking for? Which unit? Because there's two different units. The whole space is 10,000.
Yeah,
250
the
square
reason
feet.
I'm intrigued is
Operating.
that I'm in a coin laundry business. That's what I do. My partner and
Oh,
I have stores in 3 provinces. We're always looking for existing laundromat infrastructure, which is here. So we would want to take the
oh yeah.
space because it has the infrastructure, spend a lot of money on equipment, but not any money on gas, water, electric, which is already in place. We both know that the goodwill is non-existent. And if I'm right, the landlord is kind of operating the place on and off and maybe waiting for a proper tenant to come in. My interest and intrigue is in the laundry space, taking that over at a reasonable rate of rent and then spending the money on the equipment. I think I can't
Yeah.
help you with the other space because I don't need it really.
Yeah, that's what our goal is. That's what's taking. We want the guy to buy the commercial laundry that washes for hospitals. That's the larger laundry facility at the back, and then that was the bonus at the front.
So I don't
Yeah,
know who
yeah.
you mean by the guy.
One goes with,
I don't know any
like
of the
so.
story.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background there. So the structure there is 10,250 square feet. There's one unit that runs the commercial community laundry. Okay, that's one you're talking about. Then we got a larger one at the back that washes for hospitals and so on. It's a larger laundry facility at the back in operation. It's well run. It's been run for the last 20 years. But we would like to sell them both together.
Okay. Well, I'm not looking to buy either one. I'm looking to lease space.
Yeah, see that's the thing. We would want the businesses bought as one, the commercial and the community laundry.
Are you
both
looking to
together,
sell the
right?
building as well, the dirt?
Yeah, everything. Building, businesses, everything. Yes.
Okay, so let's play the game. What's the sale price that you hope for?
Okay. We have for both businesses and the real estate 2,390,000 we're asking. Okay. There's flexibility there. We'll probably, we could do something 180.
What is the appraised value for the building?
The building standalone is undervalued. If we've done a market evaluation on the area and what buildings sell for on that scale, it's way undervalued. We know that there's 2 businesses, so they've taken that into consideration. We've asked for less value for the property, okay? Because when you look at real estate today, which you got to buy businesses, I sell standalone 2,600 square foot brand new units for $1.2 million. Okay, these are commercial.
Well, let's pretend I own 7 strip malls. I'm just asking for
Okay.
So you don't have an appraised value.
No, the appraised value will come in over 2 million easy, over 2 million.
Who's operating the businesses? Is it the landlord?
The owner. Yeah. He's the end user.
You mean okay, the landlord. So you are valuing the businesses at what versus the building?
So 2 million for the building, and actually, let me rephrase that. We were asking $1.99 million for the property on a standalone. The business is for 400.
And the 400,000 is based on what?
Okay, so you have the community laundry based on the equipment and goodwill. The back commercial is based on the contract hospital washing and whatnot. Like you got a lot of machinery at the back, okay, that operates to wash linens, coats, everything for the hospitals. Sorry, you keep breaking up, Dan.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening and taking notes. So in my experience, businesses are bought and sold based on profit, and you're telling me that it's equipment.
We can show it.
Goodwill.
Yeah, we can show it. Yeah, and goodwill. Yeah.
But I just asked it's $400,000. You didn't say it was based on profit.
How did you know I made it up?
A 3 times multiple or 10 times multiple.
Yeah, I know what you're asking. I know exactly what you're asking, Dan. Yeah, but this one here, we've done a little bit differently. He's just giving them away. If you had to look at the businesses, there'd be way more money. He's been there 20 years. He's just trying to move
so
on.
Then let's do 199, which is you show me an appraisal, and then he would actually be giving the business. I'm in the laundry business, and the landlord isn't.
Sure.
When the tenant,
yeah, for sure.
When the tenant, I'm not looking for background. I know I've been staring at this space. My partner and I have been looking at it and watching it crumble for years. Being in business for 20 years in a laundromat is great if you renew the equipment every few years. And I'm giving you more information than perhaps you want.
Yeah.
Our interest and intrigue is solely currently because of the market and outside effects. Our interest is in leasing the space. Like I said, that hasn't changed during this phone call. You haven't convinced me otherwise. At the end of the day, if your landlord wants to keep the dirt and ride that out, we will happily.
Doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Because the businesses are failing. If the businesses were doing well and he went ahead and put some cash into them and threw a bunch of employees at them, then it'd be a different scenario. But we want to run more laundromats. We don't want to buy any dirt. So I heard you saying from the very inception of the call what you want to do, and I don't blame you. But there's another alternative, and maybe if you don't sell it in 12 months, I'll call you back and we'll say maybe we're in a different position. And you're my mouthpiece. I don't speak to the landlord. I don't know the guy. Yeah. It's just another alternative. Yeah. That's all.
So they run those. They got 7 staff at the back. Okay.
Out of that 7 staff, it's fine.
I'm done with you.
I'm not interested in how they run it because I don't.
I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't do wash dry folds.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't get into it. It's massive employee headaches, and I do coin laundries. I do them very, very well, and that's the space that I'm.
Awesome.
So maybe in a year he says, "Geez, I remember that October call. Do your level best in the Monday meeting and talk to him about what we want to do, and maybe it'll happen later." What's your email address? I'll send you an email as well.
Okay, yeah, that's what you know what I was going to give you my cell number right now.
Good.
I'm going to give you my cell. You text me all your contact.
You got it.
And then I'm going to keep. And then what we can do, even if you guys want to come down, come and look at it.
I've seen it many times. It's open to the public.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Okay. I thought maybe for the back, if you want to buy the real estate at the back, it's a beautiful investment, future investment. Okay, for maybe potential high rises in the future. You know, there's an uplift there for future development. Okay, just to let you know that. So my cell phone is 90.
And the best email address for you.
My email. Once you do that, I'll send you my email. Okay.
You got it. And I pronounce
That's
it
where you
Massimo.
have it properly spelled out.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, this is a lot to unpack, isn't it?
That was fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. If nothing else, right? At least you get a hold of them. Jesus Christ.
Right. And that is really the oddest, strangest part of all of this.
Yep.
Is the fact that we've been trying to reach this guy for how long?
Oh, this tenant / landlord for at least 4 or 5 months.
We've been calling the office, calling the numbers. The maddening part about this guy does not return a single telephone call. We've got the notes, months and months and months. He's in the office. He's not there's no office. First of all, it's when they transfer you, it's from one person's work at home secretary with a baby on her hip to his cell phone. That's just the way that it works. So we know that. Again, a lot to unpack. Now, he says from the inception, I want to, what we want to do is we want to sell it. Okay, we'll play the game. I even say that. And look, I have this reputation for whipping people into a frenzy. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying, okay, good. What's the price? Well, we want to sell the building and 2 businesses. Now, if he said the appraised value for the building is X, which he didn't say, he said what?
He basically said we're selling the building for $2.4 million.
He'd make a great politician because when I asked him a specific question, he never gave me the answer. What's the appraised value for the building? The answer is either here's the appraised value, I don't know, but instead he goes off on a tangent. Undervalued for the area.
Yeah, I took that in.
Oh, goodness. People believe that, bro. People listen to this shit, be it Canada, New York, LA, or Gibraltar. They listen to it and they believe it and they go get a loan and they buy it.
They just like talking to salesmen.
But the appraisal doesn't come in ever. It's insane. We're not talking about comps. We're talking about they're made up. So he says 2.39, and then I didn't say a word, and he lowered it by $200,000 and $400,000 right there. Well, you know, 199.
What a deal.
All I have to do is
What a
nothing.
deal.
People are terrible negotiators. Most people are terrible. This guy talks fast, so they figure, well, we'll put him in charge. All right. So I say, all right, great. So what's the appraised value? Nothing. I don't know. All right. Well, how much? But we know that the businesses are 400K Canadian.
Yep.
Oh, all right. So now we know that the businesses are worth $400,000. Why? He said equipment and goodwill. There's no existing goodwill, and the equipment is junk. He said it. I didn't tell him that. He said it. Now what?
I jotted that down too.
And come by. You want to come by and look? Because he feels that he's so good at his job that if he can get us there and he can stare at us,
He'll sell us.
he can he can check your shoes and see what kind of watch you wear and see if you're worthy. Nah, not necessary.
Are you fucking nuts?
So at the end of the day, you set your calendar for a year, literally, because we've been trying to get them on the phone for a year anyway. But all I say is, look, I'm giving you a reasonable alternative. And he didn't even want to give me his cell phone or his email, which is odd. So
he wants you to text him, and then he'll give you the email, which is weird.
Yeah, I will text him. And look, a lot of people would get excited. You might feel a tinge of, hey, maybe I'll run a wash dry fold in a huge facility out of the back because it sounds to me like they have, his words, they have one hospital contract in there for one hospital facility.
They're not running anything out of that back place. It's empty. Like I said, maybe they're doing it like as a side gig for like the landlord, but they don't want to bother with that stuff.
He doesn't have, you go by there all the time. There's nothing going on back there.
No, that place is barren every time I go there. And it's funny, if you knock like on the door, right, it says like, because it's attached, like there's like an office little space there too. So it says like in the back, if there's a problem, knock on the door next door. And I've been there 2 or 3 times since our original assessment of this place to try to get the landlord, because I ran into that one time when I was there taking the photos the first time. And anytime I go over there and knock, or any customers go and knock, even on Google it says they don't answer the door. There's a van there, but no one goes and opens the door. So they're basically just hiding in there. Like they don't want to be bothered. Right?
I know all this. Now look, you get excited because you think, well, these people suck. They haven't run it properly. I'm different. I'm better. I did this with my first store. $250,000. I bought the place because I felt that I could do everything better. I could, and I did, but I still spent the $250, which I never should have done, and I would never do again. Those decisions made me tens of millions of dollars later. But what they're hoping is that someone will buy this bill of goods and give it the old college try. But if one hospital facility's sheets and dead body coverings shows up, that's not going to pay for 7 employees. And there are no 7 employees.
No. There's no one there. And the sad part is, like you said, if we were in there running, like let's say the residential, coin off, right, and they wanted to sell the building, obviously it would have more value to someone who was a potential buyer because they have someone successful running it, right? And if they get someone separate to do the commercial hospital part and they do it well, then they have a whole building that's going to be running well and more enticing for an investor.
You actually run a free laundromat and you understand it. All right, be gone with you.
I've done this before.
Find some more stores. I'm going to text the guy. I'll let you know. Ciao.
Sounds good. I'll put the email in once you send me a text. Later, brother.
I'm pretty sure this hot water heater's got a few more good years left in it.